Before it gets crazy hot in here. All right.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it. The combined hotness of all of us.
This room is on fire.
No, I was just thinking us
smoking.
being
That's what I'm
smoking
saying.
hot.
Oh, yeah.
And then
smoking.
add to that temperature.
And the lights, like...
Smoky
Actually, I had
bear
a really
right
good
now.
comment. We were in Clerical the other day, and it was kind of warm in there, and they were like, "It's really warm in here." And I was like, "Did you notice the temperature went up when I walked in?"
Everybody was like, yes.
I was like, "Don't worry."
They're like,
When
Patty!
when I leave, it'll cool down. Patty, can you switch a 3?
Did Matt take his harassment training?
He was making a comment, and I think it was sexual.
I think it was factual. He wanted me. The way he looked at me, it was primal.
One of the examples in the training is Alex, too. Ridiculous.
Why did they use my name?
I was like... Can you hear me or what? No.
It's going to be in your mouth.
I'm just going to talk like this the whole time because I'm Gen Z and I have to be a Gen Zer.
Keep talking.
I'm talking right now. Can you not hear me?
We need to get your levels right.
We're good. We got your levels.
She got my levels.
I took a multivitamin, so my levels should be good today, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I took the man multivitamin, so I'm feeling extra frisky.
Yeah, you trying to grow something?
I'm feeling primal.
I'm
I don't know what that word means, but I like the way it sounds when I say that.
I was going to get some prime drinks. You know, the Gen
Oh,
Z.
I didn't do it. Go get the drink. He got Alani's.
Oh, man.
I told him it was between Celsius, Red Bull, and Alani.
So I've had one or two of those. Not bad, but
they're not worth the hype.
Well, it just it seems to me that it's yet another. Like I remember when Red Bull came out, and to Red Bull's credit, they have stayed at the top of the game. Right? They were very smart from a marketing perspective, and they said, we're going to get in with like F1 and stuff. We're going to be this level.
Right.
And all the rest of them were like, well, we'll just try and get in where we fit in. And meanwhile, Red Bull's just laughing all the way to the bank,
Red
right?
Bull's like,
since they're like a global kind of
I blew
thing,
my mom's mind when I told her there was other flavors. She's like, what do you mean there's other flavors? I was like, yeah, have you tried June berries? She's like, no. I was like, oh,
June berries. Or do we hold it like
mine
this
is
for the camera?
dented. I don't. Can another?
Well, actually, there's an analogy there.
Take her pen.
Gen Z is dented, much like your can.
Oh. Man, write that down. Write that down.
Everybody, get your pens out.
I think he was recording, so we should be good.
Cheers.
Okay. Cheers
to Gen Z.
Okay.
Cheers.
What a great generation.
Cheers.
And I hope you all the best.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's hop into this.
Cosmic Stardust.
Ooh.
I got, what did I get? Pink slush. I can't see with these glasses.
So we're here to celebrate
That's
Gen Z. Is it a little rough?
No, it's not rough. It's just like when it gets in your mouth, it's all party.
Oh my God.
All right. All right. Mine's Orange Kiss.
Oh, it's kissing me.
Mine's Orange. What's yours?
This
Pink
actually
slush.
has its tongue in my mouth right now.
Yeah. It's behind my teeth. Oh my God.
All right. Orange Kiss. Here it comes.
I need to breathe. Stop licking me.
Is yours good?
Yeah,
It's not bad.
you know the sensation you get when you have like a Sour Patch and
Yeah.
it sucks all the moisture out of your mouth at once. It's kind of like that. It's like
You want to try this one? I'll trade you.
Let's trade these.
Sure.
Let me get out of here real quick.
I know we're all like kind of stuck.
Wait. Okay, you're
The
farther.
middle.
Okay, here.
What's that one?
Oh, okay, all right.
I will try this.
Let me try this one.
That's very stardusty. Very stardusty.
This one's weird. It's.
Oh.
I'll take the bad one.
I mean,
I had a feeling that one was gonna suck.
Yours is actually not that bad.
yeah, yours isn't that
I
bad.
should have got 3 of those.
Well, now you know.
I know. Now I know.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, I'm back.
So you're back.
How was your trip?
All right, I'm gonna try
Crazy.
this.
That's
one.
cosmic stardust.
Cosmic
Ew.
Stardust.
It's very dusty. You see what I mean?
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's
Halloweeny
yeah.
for sure. The aftertaste is very candy
Lingering.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Grape
aftertaste,
Jolly Rancher.
have y'all have y'all tried the Coke flavored Oreo?
Yes. He hasn't.
I don't want to.
We all tried them in the
And
office.
have you tried the Oreo flavored Coca-Cola?
No, I want to.
I'll try that one.
Have you tried both?
I have. The
And what-
Oreo flavored Coca-Cola was 0 sugar, and it was terrifying.
Yeah.
It
that
wasn't-
bad.
okay.
Yeah, it like
Wait, is it all 0
aftertaste.
sugar?
That was the one I tried was
Oh.
Nice.
I didn't know there was. Okay.
yeah, and it
I
was
tried
like,
the Oreo. It wasn't,
it tasted like an
horrible,
Oreo. I didn't
but with a.
get any lingering of Coca-Cola flavor. It felt like an Oreo.
Yeah. With
Felt like an Oreo.
a little
Tasted
weird.
like an Oreo.
No, it probably felt like an Oreo
Well,
too.
you know.
You're not wrong. This is very
Cosmic.
No, you know those sugar packets
Yes.
with the dip thing?
That's a good description.
It's
That's how
probably
I feel this one is.
Yeah? That one I didn't mind. That one's definitely really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well,
Hey.
let's
Hi.
let's
How's it
celebrate
going?
some
Hi,
Gen
how are ya?
Zers. Actually,
Hi,
you know what?
How are you?
Let's celebrate them all because we have Gen X here
Millennial.
Millennial.
Gen X in the house.
and Gen Z.
That's true.
I am
that's
old
true.
Gen Z.
So
Yeah.
we're just missing a boomer, and we're there. Like, we have all the gens.
The gens, yo. What's boomer?
Boomer would be a little bit older than me.
Boomers.
It's like 60s.
Yeah.
60s up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that's right. Yeah, yeah.
60 something up?
Are your parents boomers?
My parents were born in the late 40s.
Your parents are boomers.
My parents are boomers.
My dad is an X. My mom's an X as well.
My mom's a boomer.
Your mom's a boomer.
My parents are boomers.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
I think they're right on the cusp of
Yeah.
like boomer and X.
Yeah.
How old are your parents?
My dad would be in his 70s right now.
Okay.
And then my mom just turned 65.
Definitely boomers. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
booming. They're booming.
My dad would be 70.
yeah.
He'd be 70.
Let's see. My dad was born in 47. My mom was born in 48. So, yeah.
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 Boomer
Mm-hmm.
Central.
Big time.
So
So,
let's celebrate them all
let's do it.
because we're all here.
Cheers.
Woo!
Cheers to them all.
Cheers. Snap.
Snap, crackle, pop. So let's talk about AI.
Okay.
That shit's crazy.
Well, yeah, duh. But like,
It's incredible.
where do you think that's going?
Well, they're using it to get through college.
Well, okay. If I had AI, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
If
It's
I had
like,
AI
answer all my questions. Get your homework done in 5 minutes.
Okay, so see, this brings up an interesting talking point.
And there goes our brains.
Exactly. I'm trying to figure out how to properly.
Take your time.
Part of the learning process in life is to work for something, right? Sometimes you work for something and you don't get it, but during the process
Failure.
of working for it, in failure, lessons are learned. And the only way I feel like to truly learn a lesson is to fail, especially if you fail at doing something and realize you should have failed at that because you don't need to be doing that.
even if it's something easy, even
Completely.
if it's you writing an email, right? And you failed, like you misspelled things, the structure's wrong, your name's in the right hand corner for some reason,
Yeah.
because you think you're in 5th grade. whatever. That sure, that's something easy. But if you've never written a formal email to a boss, to an associate, whatever, you gotta fail. Somebody's gonna steer you the right way. But to be able to use AI to be like, hey, write up an email to this person with
Fix
this
my email.
information.
Yeah. Well, and I was thinking about, like, for myself, I had to go to the library and I had to find the book, whether it be the dictionary, whether it be the encyclopedia that had the information that I was looking for. And then I had to reword the information that I found in there the way that I would do it so that I'm not writing it verbatim the way it appears in the encyclopedia. I have to reference the fact that I utilize information from a source, whether it be through book notes or, a bibliography. I had to give credit where credit was due for that. What AI allows you to do is to not have to give credit to anything and to insinuate that the information you have provided is of an original nature.
Yes.
When it's completely not.
Right.
To your point, look at my amazing email. I actually don't know how to write an email properly, but when I sent it to you, you thought it was amazing. So now we're creating a false sense of who I am.
Well, okay,
Of accomplishment.
Fake it to make it mentality, right?
Yes.
Right.
It just went up like 10 steps.
Yeah.
Like you are a pro.
Failure
You just
out
have
of the box.
you just hired your own programmer. That's a big feat.
Yeah.
That's like boss level, boss bitch level.
Yeah.
Like
Slay.
managing. Yeah, slay. They're
Slay
slaying.
queen.
Anyway. But AI as far as cheating goes, I feel like it's pretty easy to spot.
Yeah. I think so.
If it's like college level.
Yes.
Sure.
But when you get further
But like
back,
that's the trend right now.
and then, so going back to the like working for something, if you are not put in a position where you have to work to achieve something, like I remember the nights of staying up all night to write the paper that was due the next day, and I had to like write it and compose it and everything like that, right? And I'm dragging, but I make it into class and I present the paper, and then I get a grade that I'm like really excited about.
It's
and
like a
I
B
put in
minus,
the
and you're
work,
like,
right? I put in the work to get that
You're like,
grade.
I didn't fail.
Yeah.
Now you're able to literally probably within 30 minutes of needing to turn something in
That morning.
have it done. So there's no need to actually work for something. Where I feel like that becomes a problem is the real world is not going to all of a sudden be automated within the next year or two.
Right.
Like
right.
it's not going to be that way. So when you get a job, which you will have to do because not everybody's parents are going to support them for the rest of their life, there will be a learning curve that is substantially more steep because someone's going to be like, I need you to do this. And you're going to be like,
Well, the sense of urgency is just gone at that point.
So you want me to do what
that
again?
hard-working mentality.
I need you to get dirty and work for something.
And they're
it's
like,
you mean I
"What?"
can't do it on my phone? Or you mean I can't do this? And there's a disconnect there. Like that's, no, it doesn't do it for you.
Right.
And we all experience that on a daily basis with people who just don't get it. And the thing is, I have to maintain perspective and realize that I can't hold that against the person. Really, it's not their fault. They're a product of the environment. And the environment has told them falsely that you can skate by on no effort whatsoever and make it work. And then when all of a sudden you're being asked to provide effort and you have no idea what that looks like, it's not really fair for me, though, to be like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Right? So for me, that's a good learning experience to be like, okay, just because I feel like, get off my lawn guy, because I'm older, what is wrong with you kids? Get out of my lawn, you AI. Right? But yeah, I can't do that because it's also not really fair to them. And I've had really enriching experiences to teach and see somebody go, oh, okay, right, and it makes sense to them because nobody's ever told them before. I can't get mad at somebody who doesn't know anything. I can't be like, well, why are you leaning on the counter? There's bullseye to do. If I never told them how to do bullseye,
right?
How can I get mad at them for leaning on the counter? I didn't, and that's a constant battle for me too. Is now wait a minute. You're going to be angry at them for something that they don't actually even know about?
They're just
now, if I've told them, that's a different conversation.
Oh, yeah.
But
then you're coaching.
Yeah.
But as far as like, where do you think AI is going? Well, like we're here.
Yeah.
It's here.
Well, I think you were about to talk about with the videos and everything.
She's like, no, I wasn't.
Yeah,
On the spot.
No, but like, where do you? Okay, for your generation, where do you?
Right
Gen
now,
Zers.
it's taking out that sense of urgency. It's taking out failure. It's creating a completely.
Okay, so where do you see that going? Where's the end goal of AI in your generation?
The end goal?
Yeah, what's the end goal?
I'm not sure.
I feel like...
Is it just creating? Is that what it's for?
Well,
it's
right
just
now
creating...
it's cool, it's creating, but it's going to turn into something negative.
Well, yeah.
I think AI is...
More negative than what it's becoming now.
A sort of an analogy for life, right? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. So if you're utilizing AI to enhance something that you're being creative on, right? Like I'm this level of creative, but then when I add AI to it, it's gonna blossom that much more. That's great. If you're like, I'm sort of an evil person, or I have nefarious thoughts, AI is going to allow me to
expand
sort
on
of do that on steroids.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, all these things that I want to do that I don't know how to do, that will give me the opportunity to do those things. So you were alluding to videos and pictures and stuff. In the wrong hands, AI can be used for a lot of really frightening things, I feel like. In the right hands, it can be used for some probably really amazing stuff.
It can expand on your creativity, but it also taints that traditional creativity as well.
That's what I'm trying to get at. So, like, okay, if everything...
You're not an artist anymore because everybody is an artist.
Not just that. If everything that
I'm an AI artist.
I'm an AI artist. Yeah, exactly. No one's doing it themselves.
An artist.
Artist.
What I mean is, like, okay, you're on the internet.
Okay.
Nowadays, you see what other people are creating just by themselves. And then there's a sprinkle of AI, right? There's like probably 25% of what you're consuming on social media is AI right now. Maybe it's even like bots and AI all combined, right? Do you think the internet's just going to turn into, here's what AI is creating, consume it? Like, as far as the human touch, do you think the human touch is going to be there?
I feel like the human touch will want to be there.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, right?
Like, the ideas are going to be human.
Does it get so smart that it starts doing all these things on its own? I don't want to subscribe to like a fatalistic view of the world.
Well,
but if guided by human hands, then no. And I don't think the people who are in charge and who are disseminating the ability to utilize that stuff have any desire to like turn it over completely.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, as far as making money, on social media.
Oh, monetizing that. Okay.
AI is the way to do it because you don't have to touch the computer as often.
Okay,
Sometimes ever. You can have automated posts that maybe AI, you have created 100 posts in a day, right? And you're like, I like that one the most.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like that. You have a whole library in front of you, and now you're able to choose.
We're going to be in our own virtual reality of AI.
So
we'll be on a spaceship, plugged in, all just living in our AI dreams.
Pretty soon, we're all just going to have a screen in front of our faces, and you're just going to go through the world.
It's going to be like WALL-E.
Yeah.
We're all going to be fat.
We're all going to be on those floating scooters.
Speak for yourself.
I'm fabulous. Damn it.
That's thought provoking because I think we want our cake and we want to eat it too. So for me personally, I want to utilize AI for those things that I feel like humans are not doing the best job at.
Yes.
Say scheduling.
Right.
Let me put it into a computer that'll do a really good job of it.
That's a positive,
that
simple
will take
mindset.
Availability, hours desired, peak times, business needs, all that kind of stuff into account, and then spit out a schedule that's going to be amazing, thereby alleviating the need for a human to do it. But at the same time, I don't want it to sort of interfere with my interactions with guests or anything. I don't want to be looking at a screen going, hi, welcome. Is there something I can help you find? And then they're looking at a screen that's telling them what I'm doing.
Well, it's like when you call customer service and they're just reading off that script. Hi, what's your name? Oh, hi, Matthew. How was your day today?
I never read off a script, okay? I was guided.
Talking about Target India.
No, but I think we're close to that kind of style.
Yeah.
As far as like drive-ups, right? Pretty soon we're not going to have people coming in the store. It's just that's a reality. That's going to happen. So what screen is going to be out there at each parking spot that's going to FaceTime or even just show a little barcode to it, and then somebody comes out, some sad soul comes out that hasn't seen
you
a
go
face.
up like it's a drive-through order. Beep, beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep.
And then a little robot, a little AI bot comes out with a cart. You pop your trunk and then you leave.
I'm going to put my name tag on him.
Hi, human.
Hello, human.
Can you please pop your trunk? Thank you.
Did you place an order for?
Give me a crisp high five.
Hello. Happy Friday.
But that's how we think of AI.
And it turns into a horror movie of robots taking over.
That's how we think of AI as far as like what they sound like. But really it can sound like anything now. Like Tom Cruise can come help you put your groceries in the trunk.
In fact, now that you say that, I could
Tom
Cruise.
Will
probably allow it will probably allow me to personalize it, kind of like with my phone. I switched the setting to Australian because I like the way she sounds with an Australian accent, you know.
What's that movie?
You're closer to your destination, right? And I'm like, I like the way that sounds. So now what if I'm like, I want Al Pacino to give me, I want Sylvester Stallone to do my drive up. Did you order something like,
you want a double cheeseburger with fries? Okay,
thank you. Happy Friday. Appreciate you coming to the Target. Right. Like I don't, but I could do that if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I thought Lauren Bacall was fantastic in that movie from 1963. Can that be my voice? Right? We do have the opportunity to do that. Or will have the opportunity to do that.
When he falls in love with Siri.
Yeah.
Which was
a beautiful movie.
Yeah, which was very...
That's what we're on the verge of.
That was
That's where we're headed.
That was a beautiful movie, but also very frightening.
You can create your perfect girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, look. Okay.
Well, okay, so Lonely...
Get her printed on a body or something.
Half of Japan does that anyway.
Yeah, well, now you have to get into these sex bot, mindsets where you don't need to go meet women. I can just press a button on your closet and something comes out with a vacuum mouth and you're fine, Like,
you want dicky sucky right now?
giggle knock came out of my nose.
Oh my god.
Did you never mind.
Yeah, we'll graze
We
over
take
that.
sake walk after.
Okay. So
Did you say sake walk? A sake walk? I'm not
is
sure.
that a sucky walk?
Don't. Can I get a
What
sake
the-
walk
what
and
is
a
this?
Can I get
sake
a water
walk?
bottle with my sake
Oh my
walk
gosh.
and my Alani?
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, so we've
I'm
talked.
gonna call her Alani.
Here we go.
Oh, hey, girl.
One pops out after you're done. Shung.
Oh, that episode of Rick and Morty.
Oh boy.
What?
Was it Rick and Morty? Yeah, the robot and then making a human with it.
Oh yeah.
Remember- yeah.
He blasts loads into this
Yeah.
bot, and then it makes.
It's a sex. Oh, and it's a sex robot.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I
They've
think
already done it.
I think AI.
We're
is
headed
gonna,
to it.
I think AI is going to hit that pretty quick in the next 5 years.
Smack that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's let's get off topic of AI because that's enough.
Tell us
My
what we're
robot
talking
already
about
got off, so we're good.
I want to know what we're talking
Okay, so our generations, you had social media
at a young age.
at a pretty young age. Mine was Facebook. That was the first that hit my
I didn't-
generation.
yeah, mine.
Well, sorry, MySpace,
yes. that
and
was
then Facebook kind of just engulfed that.
Mine was Snapchat.
And
That was my first form of social media.
I was working for a company when the internet became a thing.
Mm.
Like
Yeah,
like up through high school and everything, no internet.
Mm.
It was when I was like 23 working for this company that all of a sudden it was like the internet's a thing.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And it was like, this is wild, right? So, but that was back in its inception, kind of.
Yeah.
Early 90s, where people were just kind of figuring out how to. So social media came along when I was, predominant social media, late 90s, early 2000s?
early thousands. I
Early
think early
thousands.
thousands was when
Okay.
it really.
So I was
I
was already late 20s.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
social media became a
What
thing.
was the first?
And so for me, I was past utilizing that for anything anyway, because I was like, what would I use this for?
Well, it's hard to. At that age, you've done everything without
You've
it.
already developed.
True.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, why do I
You've gone
need that?
through the worst social experiences in your life at that
Without
point.
it, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of
The
hard to be like.
awkward growing up
Yeah,
through
it's-
high school, middle school, everything.
I feel like it's hard to get to pivot to be like, oh, I can talk to.
You're like, but I
random
can just
people?
talk to people in person.
Yeah.
I can just go up to somebody. Why would I need this?
Yeah.
That's a good point. No, and that's I still feel that way.
I do too, but in this day and age, you gotta
You have to utilize it.
get in there. You gotta hop in, and it sucks. It sucks.
See, a lot of the people that I know only utilize it for like goofing off time, right? Like I'm going to look at some, or to like swipe left or swipe right.
I think that's the average
Yeah.
American / human right now.
Yeah.
It's just like fun time.
Yeah.
This is for consuming dopamine and making myself feel okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
No, everybody needs an outlet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I need some outlets, but
Plug in.
it sucks to see how fake everything is on there and then be like, oh, that's your outlet? Like being
Yeah.
in a fake.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, right? Like, don't believe everything you read on the internet. I feel like social media exacerbates that to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, did you hear about so-and-so? Okay, where did you get that information?
Well,
I saw a post.
Yeah, it was a post. And
Okay.
then in the comments, they had this.
Yeah. Has any of that information been verified?
No,
as true?
but
why would I need to verify it? It was a
It's
post.
like when you see a celebrity, oh, this person just died, whatever.
Yeah.
I immediately go, did this person just die?
Or did you hear what so-and-so said? But...
Like, no, this is false, blah, blah, blah.
But then you look at a magazine like Star or something like that, and they've been doing this way before the advent of social media. National Enquirer and stuff like that was really kind of the impetus for what social media has become, I feel like. Mm-hmm. Let's go with something salacious and...
Everybody knows the name.
Yeah, get your attention to it. Even if it's completely false, we're going to get eyes on it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, what? Elvis was an alien?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And it's like...
Wait,
no,
Elvis
was
and then
an
AI's
alien.
posting alien things.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And now we've made it that much worse because now the algorithm is going to go by, and I think you said this one time before, which was very well said. If my algorithm is predicated on only something very specific, then the only information I'm going to continue getting is something specific to that.
It's just going to keep kicking it at you.
If I spend a lot of time looking at stuff which is probably not true, but that's the kind of stuff I like to read, I'm going to continue getting stuff that's not true. Mm-hmm. And then it will be easy for me to think, well, this is truth.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be forced to access other things because it doesn't fit into the algorithm that I've created for myself. So in essence, I have become my own worst enemy if I'm
you created
single-minded.
Yeah. Well, the algorithm thing. So she'll send me memes on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So I'll tap it. It takes me to Instagram. And it's usually like couple memes, right? Like it's like, living with your husband and he leaves his socks in the couch or something, like something like that.
Or whatever I sent you this morning.
Yeah. But since I don't go on Instagram, when I do go on there,
that's
creates.
what you get.
The only thing that pops up
are couple stuff.
memes.
Yeah.
And I'm
Here
like,
you go.
And
you like that?
Yeah.
Let me flood you with it.
And then I thought about it. I was like, okay, what if this is like my first time being on Instagram? I'm not married. I don't have a significant other, but maybe I liked a couple videos and then now it's just kicking that out. Yeah. And now you think everybody's married. Yep. Like that immediately your mind jumps to, why does everybody have a significant other and I don't?
Or all I sent you was conspiracy theory stuff, and now you think the world is a conspiracy theory, right?
And now you're on a list.
Yeah.
Completely. Yeah. Well, you're on multiple lists.
Yeah.
One list is keeping an eye on you. The other list is hoping to continue to provide you with stuff because you're on their side.
Yeah.
There's like multiple lists, good and bad.
Yeah.
And
then Apple's like, here's all his information as well, like with the algorithm.
Yeah.
Like, have at it. Go in. And then you're looking up alien Tom Cruise on the moon. Yeah. And you're like, whoa, yeah.
With Elvis.
Alien Elvis rocking out.
Yeah. Anyway. But, okay.
Lest we digress.
So, social media, TikTok was not a thing when I was in high school. Or even years after I was out of high school. You never had TikTok in high school either, right?
No.
Okay, I'm just saying, imagine a world where you're in freshman. Let's say you're a freshman in high school, and TikTok is more popular than it is now. I'm just saying, when it first came out, that was the only thing people were talking about. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would want to go to school. Imagine in the hallway, just like...
Well, and there's the
bathroom.
There's the whole thing.
You're videotaping your teacher, or your teacher's involved because they have to,
and then God forbid, from a bullying perspective or something.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Where
that's where
they decided to make fun of you or something like that, and then 4,000 TikToks are about you. Mm. Yeah, I don't want to go to school.
What bullying is like right now.
Oh, bullying's terrifying. It was terrifying when I was in school, and it had nothing to do with any of this. Now it's been compounded.
Well, that's the thing. It stopped as soon as you left school.
You were good.
You're done. You're done you did your time. Now it's like there's an arm that's just constantly like, hey, excuse me.
Continuing to follow you.
Remember that thing that happened today? I got it on video.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's scary. I
It's
don't think
not
I
a
would.
simple fight in the parking lot.
No.
It's now, oh, this will never die.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
will forever haunt you.
And it's on the internet forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
People got you on video doing
That
it.
is, I would never want to live in that world.
No.
I can't do it.
No. But we've released the genie from the bottle, though.
Oh, it's out.
We can't put it back in.
Insert the song, Genie in the Bottle. That's what
Yeah.
I chime into. I need backup vocals. Genie in the Bottle.
All right. All right. Let's get this out of here.
Yeah.
So how do you, I'm going to ask you this.
Oh. Ooh.
Because she's the closest thing we have to, like,
She's the one.
the Gen Z cult,
True.
right?
Okay.
You're the chosen one.
I am the chosen one.
So how do you think Gen Z is going to come together in such a divided time? What's going to bring Gen Z together?
What's gonna, like...
Mindset-wise. They're already on this...
They just don't care.
What do you mean?
Or it's not that they don't care, they're just so much more open.
You mean like they don't care about what? The social media or what?
No, they definitely care about the social media.
So what don't they care about? Like other people around them? Or
I would venture that it just seems, from an optical perspective, that they don't care about like what the future looks like as far as what is my part in facilitating things getting better or whatever. Like the boomer generation was all about how do we make this country better.
They don't
right?
have a long-term
How do we,
mindset.
Yeah, that's what
Everything
I think
is
that's
short-term.
that's what it boils down to.
Here and now.
Okay.
It's immediate gratification. There's no future planning.
So do you think live fast, die young is
Yeah.
their slogan?
Are you trying to say everything's cyclical and it's coming back?
I don't
around?
think they want, no, live
Not
fast.
exactly.
Die
Not
young,
exactly.
leave a good-looking
They want
corpse
to live
on TikTok.
fast, but they don't want to die young. They want to live fast all the time and continue living fast.
Oh, that
But they're
makes
not
sense.
willing to plan
Live fast,
that
die
long.
old.
Yeah.
Okay. Slogan. Gen Z's. Live fast, die old.
Yes.
Looking good. Looking
And
young.
yeah. It's not live fast, die young anymore. It's live fast, but yeah, die later
I think
on.
it's just live fast.
Okay.
Like,
that's
we're not
good.
even going to make it to the die part.
Yeah. We're not
They are
thinking
not
about dying.
thinking. They're not thinking
I'm worried about
that.
right now.
Okay.
There's this different sense of invincibility that they
Live
have.
fast.
Yeah.
No die.
No die.
Well, like Alex said, I'm worried about right now. What does right now look like?
Yeah.
How many likes do I have?
Okay. Yeah.
How many people liked my post? How many people liked my TikTok? I am defined by right
They
now.
never stop.
I get that. No. I get that.
There's never a pause.
But how do you come together if you're all living fast? That's what I'm saying. The mindsets. Like how do you mesh as a unit? How will you mesh with another Gen Zer to push whatever needs to happen in this world? I know
Via social media?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know that protesting is happening with Gen Zs, and I'm glad that's
Yes.
happening because every generation needs that. Because now you're sparking something.
Mm-hmm.
You got a spark. That's cool. But outside of the protest, outside of you self-righteously I'm protesting this, and then you go home and sleep.
Oh, right. Are you engaged in your protest? Or,
Right.
Or is the protest for
Their
appearances?
spark is 2 seconds.
Is that what you were getting at?
So what I'm saying is, what mindset are you all collectively trying to come together? What mindset is going to bring that together? Because each generation seems to have like the same mindset on like.
So I will say
on
this.
social points, on social cultural norms.
I feel like from what I've seen and read, climate and like that kind of impact and stuff does seem to be a talking point, right? There's an awareness of changes in weather. There's an awareness of things like that. And I think there's a desire to learn more about how that's impacting things. You look at like a Greta Thunberg or something like that.
But they don't have a desire to do anything about it that's outside of the screen.
So you're saying
they love to be aware and
There's
educate themselves on, oh my God, like the weather, blah, 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 all of this. But they will never do something physically. And I don't think they will do that or push for that.
There's definitely...
That's outside of the screen comfort zone.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
They don't have that get dirty mindset.
Well, they got to live fast. Okay?
They have to live fast on social media and at the club.
Well, I think appearances can be deceiving, right? That phrase, I think, is
their entire appearance.
I want to look like... Now, and let me not limit it to... There are a lot of people out there who are way more concerned about how they're perceived than how they are in actuality, right? The whole idea of I'm putting on a mask or a facade to make others have a either different or higher opinion of me. What's a way to do that? We've got these great TikTok videos in which I talk about really important, current political stuff. And I do all this stuff. Well, what are you actually doing? Well, I'm doing videos. So to Alex's point, but where's the tangible work that's being done to facilitate those changes that you're so adamantly talking about?
Does not know how to do that.
So they're showing the action but not doing the action.
Yes.
I think so.
They're taking the picture. They're not acting out.
And before it sounds like I'm just pushing this all off on, there's a lot of us that fall victim to that.
Yes. Every generation has fallen victim to that.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yes.
But now it seems like you have to have that picture up.
Yeah.
Like if you don't, you're a bad person.
You're just lame.
Well, to go back to what you said about like having social media, and like you just said, the question, what do you mean you don't have Instagram? Or what do you mean you don't have TikTok? What do you mean? What do you mean you don't have a social media presence? And for me specifically, the answer is I don't want a social media presence.
And they're like,
right?
What?
I want the people, and you and I have talked about this before, I want the people who know me and like me to know me and like me just on what they get from me.
Yeah, the genuality of just a connection. Period. A connection.
Right. But I understand I'm not like everybody else.
Yeah. Right.
I can even say there are plenty of people that my mom's friends with on Facebook.
Yeah.
Who like nothing more. They're retired.
Moms and
don't
Facebook.
have a lot going on. And they like nothing more than hopping on there and posting a bunch of opinions.
We know those
Cat
people.
videos.
Right? That's my day. What'd you do today? Well,
I figured this out.
I did a lot of this stuff. Do you do anything? Well, I'm very active. Maybe I'm very active in the church, but I put a lot of really inflammatory stuff on my Facebook and everything else because I'm contributing, right? I can be heard. So going back to the social media thing, social media gives me an opportunity to voice my opinion without having to voice my opinion in person.
It It's safe.
It's
anonymous. Yes, I like being able to say whatever I want to say through my keyboard. Now, if I get you in front of me, are you going to say the same thing? I don't know about all that. That is the
foundation of this generation.
Well, no, it's not just this generation. Like I said, but there are plenty of people my parents' age who love nothing more than to pontificate online.
Let me say this.
Well, it's grown.
Gen Z has taken social media and used it gracefully, as far comparably to previous generations. Yeah. Very gracefully, respectfully.
Yeah.
I respect it. I thought Gen Z would be doomed. But y'all have really...
They just want to be silly goofy on the internet.
No, not just that. Not just that. The damage that social media does to older generations, comparatively, Gen Z is doing very well.
Okay.
Very well. Comparatively to Gen X, Millennials, Boomers. I feel like...
Yeah, that's all anger.
I know.
It's all anger. Argumentative.
And I think you said it well. Gracefully is the right way to put that.
The politics
my generation
on Facebook.
My generation is anger and destruction.
Yeah.
And I now have a platform to vent my anger and destruction. I have a platform to mislead. I have a platform to blindly follow. I have a platform to do all these things.
And I don't have to leave the comfort of it.
Whereas Gen Z is like you said, look at my dance, or look at this funny comment. It is. It's super really innocent. It is not being really weaponized. And we came along and said, "Oh, wait a minute.
We're not dancing.
Now I have an opportunity.
We're arguing.
I have an opportunity to argue very, very visceral arguments.
That outlet was only ever available in person.
Yeah.
This is a whole new outlet for this generation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
Well, I wouldn't say it's disgusting. I wouldn't go that far. There's parts that are very dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Icky. It's icky.
That's a good word.
I don't know, but icky, watching my dad's generation kind of like give away their thoughts. To just give away your thought. Don't hold on to anything, you just give it away.
Yeah.
Maybe sit on that just for a minute before you get out there and write a book about it.
Yeah. Pause before speaking, right?
Yeah, it seems like that's...
Pause before... Think, act.
Pause. Well, and there's a great lesson there when you interact with somebody face to face.
Mm-hmm.
Great example. A guest will come at me in a manner which I don't care for. Mm-hmm. But I must process and come up with the proper response to that interaction so that I don't either lose my job or get shot at in the park, any number of things, right? But I can't just respond the way that I want to.
And that's harder to do in person.
What social media allows me to do, to your point,
is pause.
is to immediately respond in a manner which I would not do face to face. I can retort immediately. So you write, I don't care for Kamala Harris.
Okay.
And I immediately respond with vitriol. How dare you? What do you hate black people? Do you hate Indians? Do you hate all this stuff? And I send it out and I feel so much better about myself because but if you say that to me in person, more than likely I'm not going to respond that way because that's not the right thing to do. But hiding behind the
screen
freedom that the screen gives me to just say whatever I want to say.
Well, you're allowed to blow up. with a cap on. You know, you're allowed to let out that steam and then cap it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then Gen Z, it seems like there's always just a little bit of steam coming out.
Yeah.
Like, I love the cook thing. Like, let her cook. Let it cook. Oh, I'm cooked. Like, that's sweet. Because, like, that's really what's happening. Is I think they have the heat, but it's not explosive.
Yes. They are...
They got the riz, man.
They're monitoring... Because there's a little bit of let go all the time.
Yeah.
There's no, I held on to it, and God forbid you be in front of me when I decide to let go. And people my age and my generation are hold on to it and don't do anything about it until it's too late.
They
take it to their grave.
No.
Well, and but it gestates
they put it in the
and
will.
it becomes something diabolical. And then when it comes out, God forbid you're on the other side of it.
Yeah, it hurts.
You know?
It hurts.
Now, all that being said, that's an opportunity also, though, that I'm given to maintain perspective. I don't know why they decided to take the cap off right now at this moment. But there might be a lot of things that I don't know about that I can only imagine would have probably made me take the cap off as well, right? I don't know if there's relationship problems. I don't know if there's a death in the family. Any number of things could have happened. And when it comes out, it's very misguided of me to say, well, you're just a terrible person. How could you do that? Well, maybe you just happen to be the literal straw that broke the camel's back.
That I can just project everything.
Yeah, and it just came out. I'm sorry, but it came out, right? But social media and everything gives you an opportunity to take the cap off with no consequences. Now, if you do that in public, there will be consequences.
Usually...
Generally speaking,
you're going to have to leave after.
Well, you're going to have to leave, or there could be much more substantial consequences associated with that, right? But if I am a blithering idiot on my keyboard, there's no comeback for that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get a knock on the door. Well, okay. Some of the stuff.
Sometimes.
But most of the stuff, like you said, like
99%
the vitriolic and terrible and rude and oh my gosh, how could you say that? Nobody's going to come looking for me for saying that. I just get away with it.
Because what does it matter, right?
Yeah, then I start to perceive that that's okay.
Right.
But it's not.
That's the crazy part, is that you think it's okay to do that.
And going back to what Alex said, that innocence is there nowadays with the stuff. I'm just going to throw something out there. Most of the time it's not really, there's not a lot of animosity there. It's just kind of a comment or a thought or something.
Yeah. It's too fast.
Yeah.
It's way too fast.
Yep.
You have an opportunity to take your time to write it out. Pause a little bit.
Oh yeah. I live by that rule. It's like,
think.
That emotion.
If you'll pause in person, maybe
pause on the keyboard.
Pause a little bit on the keyboard.
Well, whatever emotion hits you after somebody says something, take a second to really analyze that. Yeah.
You need to breathe.
Be like, oh, am I actually angry about this? Probably not. Am I sad about it? Maybe.
Yeah.
You can go. That heat.
Okay. Yeah. Your cheeks get all hot. You're like, woo!
Go take a cold shower. Splash yourself.
It's important also for us to have people in our lives that will
you can go
tell
to
us
that can
right
help
that will
with
be
that.
Like, hey, what you're doing right now is you're kind of doing
that can help you find your zen again.
Yeah, I need you to
like,
slow
I'm
down.
heated right now. Can I just talk? Please help.
Yeah, right. And have we lost the ability to ask for that assistance too?
I don't think we ever gained that assistance, because I don't think a lot of people know how to do that. To be like, hey, I really just need to
vent.
Just
now that's one thing Gen Z is very good at.
Yeah, they have
bringing all of their feelings everywhere.
Well, you're right. They do bring a lot of emotions to the table, but they know when to use it.
Yes.
Sometimes it comes out a little too much, but
yeah,
they know when
absolutely
to let it.
I like that they bring their emotions.
Well, okay, at work, right?
Yes.
This mental health thing.
Like they're very self-aware of their mental health.
Yeah, it's a priority in their life. They
push for it in a workplace that has never been pushed before.
Well, because they've seen my generation.
Yeah.
And your generation.
They are not the suppressing generation.
Yeah.
Well, no. It's
internalization.
Our generations grew up thinking that, still believing that you work hard, and then you go home, and you're
not depressed.
You deal with the day.
You don't have anxiety.
Right? You work hard.
You're not autistic. You don't have any mental problems.
Gen Z goes to work and lets that day, oh, man, I can't do this today.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
I need a mental health day.
I gotta go. Yeah. We'll push it down. Me and your we will. I'm hanging that up right at the door.
Or I'll drown it.
Or I'll drown it in booze. Who knows?
Or I'll suppress it with other things. You know?
For 8 hours, I'm just a person. No feelings. I can feel after.
Maybe we're the original AIs.
You are robots.
That's an interesting thought, though.
Because we're able to... Your generation was very...
Gone.
Not only was it the hardest working generation, you all put 50, 60-hour work weeks to the norm. You pushed it to the norm.
80.
Yeah.
And then our generation was like, that's what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And like, we took it. We're like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Gen Z's like,
slay.
I want full health benefits.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give 30 this week and maybe 40 next week.
Well, because...
Slay King, I'll see y'all later. I need a mental health day and an iced coffee.
Well, no. It's... They understand what they can do and how much they can take.
Yeah.
We feel like we can...
Because if you take that much, you're going to explode.
Not if you sit behind a keyboard.
There's your negative outlet.
You know, and things like, one of the guys is like, I put in 3 12-hour days or whatever. And I was like, by the way,
you don't have to do that.
That work is still going to be there when you get back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
What did it do?
And guess what? It's still going to be there when you get back the next day.
Mm-hmm.
So, while that's admirable, I guess, what are you accomplishing with that?
And then you never...
Because you are salary, right? Yeah, I'm salary. Okay. So that's
the hardest
that extra time. And I can say that from experience, because I did that.
Yeah, right.
I did I'm on call 24/7 and everything, and it literally ate me alive. And it was too late when I was like, there might be a problem here. I'd way gone past that. Yeah, I was way too, I was drowning. And from Gen Z perspective, good for them for being like, I'm not going to overdo it because I value this. My body. I value the way that I feel on a day-to-day basis. You're not going to do that to me.
And that generation
and then
that.
My generation goes, what is wrong? Well, my generation goes, what is wrong with you?
You know how much work we put in, blah, 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 what I used to do.
And there's the perspective thing. I have to realize they're not wired the way I am because I'm
the same way.
Literally twice their age. So how can I possibly expect them to understand where I'm coming from?
One person at a time.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
That's
We're
cool.
talking over each other.
We're excited.
No,
We're saying the same thing.
No. That's
We're supporting each other.
that's a good reason.
I'm going to write about it.
No.
Everything you just said, valid and fair. Slay King.
Fair enough. No. But that was a great point.
Okay, tag me in.
That was a great point. Like the whole your generation, the salary aspect of like, well, I'm getting paid for this job. I need to do this job.
Yeah.
I will do 100% of this job all the time. And then Gen Z is like, I'm doing 100% of the job, but I'm taking care of myself as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very good line in the sand.
Work-life balance.
Yeah.
I love that they're pushing so hard for that.
Mm-hmm. Because when I first started working, I think I was 20. I was doing 45, 50-hour work weeks. I would come home and I would sleep, eat, go back to bed. Do that all week.
Yeah.
All week. And then weekend comes, get the party started.
Absolutely.
Monday rolls around, you're like, shit, here we go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
do
do it
this.
all over again. Then 3 years later, you're like,
What happened? Whoa.
where did 3 years go?
What happened?
Yeah.
So yeah, I respect Gen Z being like, no.
Mental health
I'll be
day.
over here for a minute. Just today. Hey, today's my day.
Yeah.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Respect. Much respect.
100%.
1,000%.
200%. 3,000%.
All right,
bro.
cultural norms. What are the biggest cultural norm changes from your generation to Gen Z? And go ahead and take a minute. And then you think of,
We will take a quick pause.
you as well, think what are the biggest cultural norm changes? As far as social, work, whatever it is. What are the biggest changes?
Not being as concerned with your appearance,
Okay.
I think is one that sticks out to me. Now, I say that, and there are plenty of people my age now who have just grabbed a hold of that with both hands and are like, sweet, they're doing it, I can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
But, when I was growing up, it was, I made sure I looked good to go to the gas station. Or thought I looked good to go to the gas station,
I know what you
right?
mean.
Like
Hair's
the boomer generation. I got the 3-piece, the fedora, like to work in the yard.
We're going to church.
right?
Yeah, we're going to church.
We're going to church all day, every day.
Every day.
Everything that we do. And it started, and now I see the kids that, house shoes, oversized t-shirt, sweatpants, or shorts that are so short that the t-shirt is longer than the shorts, whatever that's all about. But
Just in case anything happens.
but there's, when I'm going out, I'm 150% into looking good when I go out. But the rest of the time, I don't need to be on stage,
Chilling.
so I just need to be comfortable.
Chilling.
And I think the alteration is with us, it was like, it's important that I kind of, because I don't have a way to present myself in my ideal perspective via social media, I need to look good all the time,
that is,
right?
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah.
You never know.
I don't know when I might run into, ooh, man, I like her. I need to make sure I look good. If I accidentally run into her at the mall, I better be looking good.
That's good, that's good.
What's up,
Or,
Stacey?
the difference being, have you seen my Instagram? Man, I look great. Look at all those pictures, So what gets posted is like my ideal that I want you to see, but I want to be able to be comfortable with my generation. I feel like it was more like I don't know what might happen, so I better be prepared.
Okay. Yeah. Always be prepared.
Always be prepared.
Have the haircut. Have a shaved face. Have the clean look.
Yeah.
And don't
zero preparation with my generation.
my generation as well.
Everything is business casual.
Yeah.
Business casual. I feel like
we started the jeans.
Yeah.
We're like, this is office. We're wearing jeans.
Yeah.
A nice blouse, but jeans, and maybe some loafers.
Yeah.
But a messy, greasy bun.
Yeah.
Maybe the eyebrows are done, but the rest of the face.
Makeup's done.
Fresh.
Hair will be done tomorrow.
Or makeup is done, your outfit, trash. Comfortable.
So I think that perspective. But I feel like there's been a change going backwards from a can't we all just get along kind of thing. It's like when I was going through high school and everything, I felt like everybody did get along. Like, and some might argue, okay, let's say as an example, immigration or whatever. People were still doing that back when I was growing up, but it wasn't made into a thing. Like, we hadn't reached this point where it's like, taking my jobs and taking all my stuff and all that kind of stuff. It was like, yeah, cool, man. You're from there, I'm from here, they're from there. Great.
My
let's all be
grandparents
friends.
are from here.
I've got friends from all different walks of life, from all different countries, from all different everything, and everything's totally fine. And I feel like we've slid backwards, and now it's like, and that's in no small measure to what we're being bombarded with from a social media perspective about how
there you go, yeah.
One side of it's telling you don't allow anybody unless you look like us, and the other side is telling you no, everybody should be allowed to do everything. And it's like, where's the middle ground?
Yeah, that's blurred.
And my idea of middle ground would be much more on the side of let's all just get along and be cool together, far away from the I only want to be around people that look like me, and I only want to work for people that look like me.
Yeah.
And I only want people that look like me to be around,
Well,
what are we doing
the other day, a boomer came up to me and immediately said, "Do you speak English?"
Yeah.
And I almost said, "¿Qué?" And Jesus. That probably would have set her off. So I was like,
oh my God.
I said, "What?" Maybe she'll check herself. I heard her.
Yeah.
I was like, "What? Do you speak English?" And I was like, "Well, I just did."
Yeah.
In my head. And I was like, "I do. What do you need help with?" "I need a cooler." "Okay. I'll walk you to the coolers."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I don't know who y'all hire around here. I just asked 3 people. Couldn't tell me where the coolers are at. Nobody spoke a word of English." And I just nodded. Because what are you going to say?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Pause.
And
Think.
not that,
worth it.
I know that's not, that's a rare case. Like,
yeah.
To have somebody come in and be that bombastic. But
I'm trying to make sure this is correct in my mind before I say it. This country was founded on a whole mess of people who didn't speak other people's language.
Yep.
Whether you're from Italy and you don't speak English, you're Irish, you speak English with an accent, you're German, you're Russian, you're whatever. Dating back to Statue of Liberty is the first thing they saw, and they welcomed them off the boat and everything. Nobody spoke each other's language at all. And look what we created. And now it's like, oh, if you're here, you better speak my language.
Speak American.
Well,
you're like, what?
How did that, right? How did
Are
that
you
alter?
speaking
Like,
English?
how did... That's one of the things that makes me very sad.
Well, can we get back... We need to get back to the melting pot. Isn't that what we were founded on?
Completely.
Like everybody...
We are not founded on we all need to look the same and speak the same.
Right.
No. Yeah. But, my goodness, that's a Yeah. You know.
All right. You're up. Biggest cultural norm shift that you've noticed from your generation to previous.
I feel like it's what we were talking about the other day, with their parents.
Okay.
And they don't care what
That's
their
what you
parents
meant. Okay.
want them to do.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
That's what you meant, yeah.
No, that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Well, you were like, yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, I couldn't get my thoughts organized.
Okay, that makes sense.
Not that they don't care about anything. I mean, they have confidence. They're just a different kind of confidence. They're just going.
Like, this is who I am.
Yeah, they're just, I mean,
Kick
just
rocks.
based off of the fashion sense, based off of just, yeah, we're going to do this now. We're doing great. Like, it's awesome. It's amazing. But there's not this, their parents are like, oh, you should do this, and no, I don't want to.
See, okay. Exactly. No, that's exactly right. Because I watched my parents push my brother into things that he wasn't interested in.
Yeah.
At the time, he wasn't interested in. But he thought that's what you do. You listen to your parents.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to
No.
do with your life? You listen to your parents. And
You're a different,
I'm not saying that you should.
entirely different human being.
Yeah.
Your own opinions, your own whatever aspirations.
I'm not saying that you
Anything.
shouldn't listen to your parents. I'm just saying maybe take it in
If
and
you
give
need some
feedback.
sort of- yeah.
I didn't give feedback. I was like, yeah. And then I just did my own thing. Like, I was low key saying no.
Yeah.
Your generation is like,
High key
no.
saying
Yeah.
no.
No.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
Say it with
I'm-
your chest.
That's what I like.
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of examples, right? And I think the boomer generation is probably the biggest example of that. I've been doing the same thing for 35 years. Well, that's what my dad did. So that's what I do.
Yeah.
Seamus.
Do you want to do that?
My cousin.
No.
No. But I just thought
But
that's
it's right
what
here
I
in
did,
front of
right?
me, so I'm just gonna do
I
it.
just thought that's what I was supposed to do. And then that altered a little bit with mine, where it was like, okay, I know you want me to do that. I'll start doing that because that's what you're telling me to do, and then maybe I kind of branch off. And now, great point. Now it's like, no, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Kick rocks.
Yeah, I don't really
I
care
Yeah.
what you.
don't care.
Now,
Who
I
cares?
will gladly take your financial support
Oh, yeah.
and your help and everything,
So
I can
but
go
I'm
do
still
what I
going to
want.
do whatever I want to do.
See, I blew it up. I went like, I'm out. Like,
Yeah.
don't give me any money because you ain't.
Pride.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even pride. It was the fact that I felt like a burden for whatever reason. Like, if you bought me something, I'd be like, what do I owe you?
Yeah, yeah.
There was a guilt trip there.
Yeah, it felt like I was.
I got all this stuff.
Yeah, it felt like. Without
Sorry you
them-
had me.
Without them, I couldn't survive. That's what it felt like.
Okay.
And then I kind of was like, let's blow this up. I'm out. I can't do community college. It felt like high school that
Yes.
I'm paying for.
Yeah.
It sucked. I'm going to go try my own thing. And then that's when I fell into, let's work 40, 50 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you look at your bank account and you're like, that's decent. And then you look at the last 2 years of your life and they're like, that's not decent. That's not decent at all. So it's like this trade-off of like, you learn the hard way. My generation learned the hard way, for sure. Your generation still is learning the hard way, but they're better at it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that should be celebrated.
That's why
awesome.
we're here.
Yeah.
And my generation is now going, oh wow, I might have a lot of unresolved issues
Yeah.
that I
They're
needed
like
that I needed
mental
I need
health?
to get checked out.
Yeah.
And now I should do that. Which I think is a good thing. Is a very good thing. But yeah, we were super late to the party.
Yeah.
Now we're 45 or 50 and we're going, I might have some unresolved things there that I should probably get checked out.
Hey, I'm late as well, but I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Just a little later. That's all. That's all. That's how I view it. It's like I had to figure some shit out.
It's all part of the path.
It's done. It's over.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Well, way back to the AI thing. That's why you have to figure it out without the benefit of everything being done for you.
Laid out, yeah.
Yes.
You can't learn and grow if you don't experience things.
Well, if you're following an outline.
Yeah.
If you're following an outline, there's probably no growth. I mean, little growth here and there.
Expectations, right?
Yeah.
Can be a very dangerous thing. My expectations for you are, well, gosh, you're kind of putting me, you're setting me up to fail. If you're telling me your expectations for me are X, Y, and Z.
Okay.
If I don't achieve those expectations, then I failed, right?
Exactly.
So to label them specifically is not beneficial, but to be like something like, I just want you to be happy, opens up a world of opportunity, because you're like, okay, well, how am I going to find that happiness? And what does that look like to me? As opposed to, if you don't have a wife and 2 kids and a house in the suburbs by the time you're 35,
yes,
you failed.
Yep.
You're not a man.
Great.
You're not a man.
Okay, well, then I'm a failure.
And, okay.
Thankfully, my parents didn't do that with me. Right. But I did that to myself.
Well,
I haven't achieved these things, so I must be a failure.
That's what you saw and heard.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Well, okay. I told my dad when I was 19 that I wanted to do music.
Mm.
And he said, how are you going to pay for it? And I was like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. I haven't gotten that far.
Yeah, right. And he was like, well, how about you go join the Coast Guard? And I was like,
there's your solution.
And I'm like, I'm trying to piece it together. I'm like, Coast Guard music. 1 + 8 is not equal to.
2 + 2 is
and I was like, no, like, I'm good. No?
Yeah.
No. I don't want to do that. And he's like, well, we'll do this. He's kind of like throwing out these paths that don't equate to music. I just told you what I wanted to do, and now you're not even looking at it. So I kind of like told him, okay, well then I guess I'm not going to do anything. And he's like, so you want to be a loser? And I'm like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Like, Jeez. That's where I'm at. I guess I'll be a loser. And then I kind of carried that mindset, well, I guess I'll be a responsible loser.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Again, bad way to internally take it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're our own worst enemy.
Right. But that's not my dad's fault. It's not my fault. It's just how it happened.
Yeah.
You can't get defensive or say that, oh, it's his fault that something happened. It's my fault that something happened. No, that's just how it happened.
It just dawned on me that another cultural norm change has to do with the expectations. So my generation is the house, the car, the relationship, the kids, like as a way to define yourself and your success.
Yes.
Thankfully now it's like I can be successful doing whatever I want to do.
So you're saying that the car, the house, the kids, the everything was their social media?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Completely.
Okay.
That
makes sense.
That was the way to put it. That was the way to project my image.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
And now there's just
their outlet.
Yeah, that was the outlet.
Yeah.
Look at my neighbor. I'm doing better than him. Look at my shit.
My lawn's better than
Totally.
him.
My lawn is great.
I've got marigolds. In
Yeah.
my lawn.
I have a white picket
I've
fence.
got
Yeah,
I've got
yeah.
basil in the back and some
I got
peppers
an-
growing.
I got an above ground pool.
I have 2.5 kids, 2.5 rooms,
Just
2.5
bought the wife's
baths.
a new rack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a way to put up appearances.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
It didn't
worked.
matter if you were miserable
Well, as long
with that.
as the
as
house
long as
looked
it
good.
looked good. But that takes us back to the realizing the mental issues now. Like, because you're like, I had everything I thought I was supposed to have to be happy, and I've been miserable this entire time.
Or maybe you didn't even realize you were miserable. Maybe you've been just like
Well, when
autopilot.
you're so deep in that mindset, that's what you do. Oh, I'm supposed to feel this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, ooh.
So
That's a whole nother topic.
So I know that you thought that we were gonna make fun of Gen Z. It's not what we're doing. We're talking about.
Did you really think that?
No, I didn't think that.
Come on.
I thought there would be some jokes. I didn't think it was going to be like a bashing thing.
Okay,
If it makes you feel any better.
That was
If it makes you
Savannah.
feel any better, I actually thought
No.
that kind of that we were going to do that. I was like,
I
I
knew
don't know if I
there
want to
would
be
be-
on
Okay,
something where it's going to do that.
It's teasing for sure.
Yeah.
It's for sure teasing.
Yeah.
But I tease everybody that I like, that I admire. That's what I do. I love teasing people that I respect. It's how I show love.
Also, you can't have an opinion about something you don't care about.
There you go.
Write that down.
Already did.
No.
It's tramp stamped.
It's on my wall.
I'm having this shirt made
No,
right
but
now.
I wanted this to be. I wanted this
Just
to
a
be
discussion, yeah.
generational mindset. Like
Yeah.
we have 3 generations right here. Like let's use it.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah.
think it's wonderful to get again different. If you give different perspectives the opportunity to have a discussion that is based on discussion. What we're doing right now probably seems impossible because we're actually having differences of opinion and different perspectives,
Right.
but none of us have raised our voice and none of us have gotten angry with each other,
Not yet.
which probably seems impossible.
Uh-huh.
Not impossible, but unlikely.
Right.
And I think it's this kind of thing that's a neat reminder to me that social discourse can still take place between people
With very different lives.
different lives, and it is possible, but you at the end of the day you have to give yourself the opportunity to do that, and you have to have the desire to do that
And show respect.
yes.
That's what it's about.
Yes.
I respect everybody because I don't know what you've been through.
Yeah.
It's not for me to tell you what you've been through. I just, hey, whatever you think, that's cool. This is what I think. You want to go back and forth on it?
Yeah.
Let's go back and forth.
No, that's great. I wish more people would just allow themselves the opportunity to do that.
I think we'll get there. I think we'll get
With
there.
this generation.
I think, okay, so here's another thing, one more thing on cultural norms. What is closed-mindedness for my generation, because it is now a lot more open-mindedness
Okay, yeah.
with the Gen Z. And it started happening with your generation, but it's really now. Case in point, everything from political views or anything like that, right? My generation, the people my age are like, what's your opinion on this?
I know,
And
yeah.
if you say something that I don't agree with, not only am I not going to talk to you anymore, but you might as well be an outcast to my society.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Now it is, okay, You look different from me. You act different from me. You espouse a different... No worries.
What are you doing later? Yeah, what are you doing later?
Right. Let's get together. That is super fantastic. Now, where it would be nice to see, and hopefully we will continue to see that, is for that younger attitude to start to permeate upwards.
Okay.
And it's really nice to know that my generations and the boomer generation ahead of me, that has not permeated downwards.
Gotcha.
Like, I'm not able to tell somebody like your age to be like, oh, well, you know what? You should be racist and anti-Semitic and you should be all these things because that's the way we were. And you're like, what is wrong with you? Right.
Yeah.
And so thankfully there's pushback on that.
Yeah. Well,
they welcome inclusion.
Yeah.
Your generation
and diversity.
Your generation has gotten
the most.
Your generation has gotten the most just shit storm put on you. Like, I'm not saying that you all are doomed or whatever.
No.
I'm just saying
we've been through a lot.
Your generation went through a lot through your parents, through work, through social, just everything.
Through the world.
The world has really kind of taken a shit on your shoulder. But I feel like my generation saw that, lived it a little, and then they're like, let's steer out of this. And then your generation is like,
whoa.
dodging the shit. Just like, whoop, whoop. Oh.
And having a healthy perspective on that, something that my parents would always tell me, which I thought, in retrospect, I think is really good, is I would always read the newspaper and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. And now then I'd be like, oh my gosh, all this stuff, and we know about it. And my parents are like, okay, just so you know, the world there's been bad things happening in the world forever.
Yeah, day one.
The difference is, you know about it now quickly. Before, we used to have to wait for it to be in the newspaper or something like that. And then before the newspapers,
and it has to get traction.
You would have to hear about it, from the elders or whatever. Yeah. But like, it's always been that way. Now you just have immediate access to it.
Right.
So I think it's easy to catastrophize and be like, oh my gosh, another one.
No, yeah, exactly.
These bad things are... Now, okay, yes, we could pick and choose and say, well, what about this and what about that? Okay, yes. But on a grand scale of things, there's always been evil and bad in the world. Always. There will always be evil and bad in the world. Now we're just more hyper-tuned to it because we know about it.
Well, that and what's not broadcasted, the good.
Absolutely.
Because it doesn't do anything for anybody because they don't care about it. They're like, oh, somebody fed the homeless guy that lives out on the corner from me.
Who cares?
Next.
Yeah, who cares?
What else
right?
is going on?
So so it's neat. Yeah, it's neat to see people be like, look at this picture I took of the sunset, and you're like, oh, you stopped to look at the sunset? That's fantastic. You're 12.
Yeah, you took a...
That's great.
Yeah, 12-year-olds don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, back then.
Yeah.
Or, you're 70 and this day reminds me of this really wonderful experience that I had, and it's like, cool, you're choosing to put that out into the ether.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Okay.
We get back that which we put out.
So let's end this with, what advice are you going to give Gen Z and my generation, or observation, advice or observation that can help or just make somebody aware?
One, happiness is what you decide it is. Two, it's okay to not get anywhere immediately.
I like that.
And then 3, if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody else.
Now that's church.
I don't even know.
Seriously, No, that was great.
No,
Yeah.
Those are 3 things that I wish were in my life from day one.
Yeah.
Because those are beautiful topics.
Yeah.
And then, okay, what do you want to say to your generation? No, it doesn't have to be advice or anything like that. It can literally just be like, what have you learned thus far?
Mm.
Have an understanding of what energy you're using and what outlet you're putting it into.
Okay.
That's well said.
Keep up with the mental health.
Yeah, keep that going.
Understand when it's too much or you're abusing it
Okay.
to take advantage. Yes, be self-aware of what's going on with you, but don't let it completely consume your life.
Okay. No, that's a good point. Especially instead of, I see what you're saying. So instead of,
because it's hard to say that. It's hard to say, okay, that's enough emotion.
okay, yeah. So to kind of like pile on to that, what you kind of mean is like, if you're, let's put a job in there. Let's say this job makes you miserable. Well, instead of taking 8 or 9 mental health days, get a new job.
Yeah, move forward. Do something else.
Try something different.
Yes.
That's it.
No, I think that's brilliantly said. It's kind of the whole, if something's not working, make a change, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You can have
We
your
said
mental health.
we said it doesn't matter if you're not happy.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I like that, to your point. If you're not happy, fix it.
Switch it up.
Fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Or
they're
try,
good about
maybe
that.
try to fix it.
Yeah.
To
There you
say
go.
fix it is sort of dismissive. Try.
Yeah. And even if like, okay, let's say it's your home life. Like it's easy to say, okay, my job sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, your home life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're in a relationship that is beating you down.
And that's affecting.
And that's affecting your job. So maybe the main causes of problems is not the job.
Yeah.
Maybe it starts at home.
It all starts with you.
So
Oh, that's good.
so maybe switch it up a little.
Yeah.
Switch your day-to-day up. You know, if
Really assess what's going on in your life and the people that you are with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
wow.
the people that are around you.
That's
your
really
friends,
profound.
Your coworkers, your person, significant other.
So not
whoever.
only what you consume online, what are you
Yes.
consuming
In person.
in your day?
The phrase "you are what you eat"
Yes.
springs to mind.
Absolutely. That's a perfect.
Yes.
If you take "you are what you eat" in a grander thought, right? Not just what am I imbibing, but like you said very well, who's in your life? What is your job? What does your life look like?
Everything connects.
If you have people in your life that are not good for you,
Cut that
Everything
anchor.
else
maybe you
is
shouldn't
gonna
have
suck.
them in your life.
Cut that anchor.
Yeah. Everything else is going to suck.
Yeah.
Let that anchor go.
And it comes back to where you're putting your energy into.
Yeah.
If it's negatively and you're just, yeah, I like you. Yeah, I like you. I'll just...
Yeah, like almost not ignoring it, but maybe
You're making
settling.
yourself...
There you go.
Settling. Settling's a good word.
Don't
Yeah.
settle.
better
Don't
than
settle.
nothing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Or then you are insecure. You don't know your self-worth.
Well, yeah. That's,
It goes so deep into
And
so
I
many
wish
things.
it was so easy as
So
to be
keep
able to
up
say.
with the mental health.
yeah,
Keep
yeah.
digging.
Yes,
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
digging.
Keep digging.
Mm-hmm.
But
I wish
don't
you-
just say
Yeah. Yeah.
word vomit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would love to be able to be like, I just need to be more self-aware.
I know.
Not that easy.
No.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
It's
just
not.
not that easy.
Not unless
Everybody needs to be more self-aware.
Yeah, I mean, not unless you are willing to really like step
Yeah.
back.
Well, I think that goes
Astro
though to what Alex said and what you said. If I have people in my life that are good for me, they will help me become self-aware because they will be like, "Hey, you're doing this, and I'm concerned about you." Or when I was talking to you earlier today, something seemed a little off. Is everything okay? Right? There is a care and concern for your well-being. Those are the people you need to be surrounded with.
Yeah.
Not people who are like, just want, like you talked about, the negative energy. The people are either going to suck you dry or they're going to lift you up.
There you go. That's a good way to put it.
Yes.
Are you being fed on, or are you being fed?
Yes.
What is it? Yeah,
Do
You should
have
put
a
that
good
on the
support
shirt.
system?
I like that. I like that. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Are you being fed
Write that
on
down,
or are
write that
you
down.
being fed?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's perfect. The only advice that I would give Gen Z.
Oh, yeah, we didn't give you a chance.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we don't care. No.
Very important.
wrap it up. No, the only advice that I would give Gen Z is put your phone down for 2 hours.
Mm.
Don't have anything on. Just for like 2 hours a day. Really soak in what's around you. That's it. That's all I want to say.
Go on a walk.
Yeah. And you don't have to
Without
just sit
music,
there. I'm just
without
saying
anything.
2 hours a day. Just let
Meditate.
your space be your space.
Mm. Yeah.
That's it.
And take ownership.
Take ownership of it. Yeah.
What is your space?
What does that
Without
look
all of
like?
that.
Yeah, what does that look like?
Do you want to clean it or take 2 hours? Maybe you're
Maybe
cleaning
you
your
just wanna-
space.
Yeah, you just
maybe
wanna
you're
clean.
maybe you're
Reorganize.
Yeah. Organize your closet.
Maybe put on some music in the background, but don't
There you go. Yeah. Not on your phone.
Yeah. Yeah, there you
vacuuming.
go. Well, if it
But yeah,
fits.
I like that.
Just step away. Just 2 hours a day. You give your phone a lot of attention. Leave it alone for 2 hours. Maybe even 20 minutes to start. Every week, go up a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
You know? I'm just saying.
It's like cutting calories.
That's right. It's a diet from your phone.
It's a diet. I mean,
Gen Z, go on a diet from social media.
I like it when I get that notification on Sunday morning at 9:30 about what my screen time was.
Oh, yeah.
And when it says your screen time was down last week, I'm like,
You're like, yes, it's happening.
you know,
No, I know. That's a good one.
but
But yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
to Gen Z and the rest of the generations, we're all out here doing the best we can.
We're vibing.
We're slaying.
No cap.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, it's
Cover
hot.
that. So hot.
Yeah, it hurts.